Morning, folks. We got a big day. We're getting ready to put the walls up. We got supports and walls over there. When we poured this, we had them put calcium chloride in it, help it set up faster. I think we also got the heavier stuff, the 5,000 PSI concrete mix, and so it should be ready to go today. We just went over and grabbed Uncle Jeff's cement drill here.
Don't that fit, that one?
That don't look like the right deal here.
Oh, that ain't the right deal.
This might be the right deal here.
That might be the real deal.
That's the real deal.
Yeah.
And we're gonna use this drill because we don't have the correct tool to cut off this edge. And after we cut off this edge, we'll show you why we cut off that edge.
Our plan is to make multiple holes along there to make a fault line and then break it off. And then there'll be rebar in there, and then we'll cut that off. And why don't we have a saw? Because we don't. Yep. Hey, Cole, do you think that bit's getting hot and we should put a different bit in so we don't ruin it?
Sure.
Yep. Here we go.
Yeah, even with a really cheap bit, if you got the right tool, it works. Well, I did the part of all those holes, so I guess you're up, Pa.
Okay. I would like it tipped some so there's a bit of a gap of air underneath it.
That's a great idea, sir. How many swings does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
Well, I'll tell you after I do the first one, then I'll have a pretty good idea if it's going to be a fight or an easy.
All right.
Okay.
I think it's coming. Oh my.
Wow.
You got the easy job there.
Oh, definitely. I knew that when you offered it to me. There ain't
Oh
no rebar
my,
in there.
look at that. That's pretty good.
Yep. We can
By golly. And that's why we took off that corner, so it could get as close to the wall as we could possibly get it.
Unfortunately, the wall will only go to here, but that's not going to be an issue, I don't think. So that's the only one we should have to do that to, I think. So now we'll set another one up 10 feet away, and then we'll get our first wall in.
And one issue we're going to be fighting a lot today is these bolts here. Almost every single one of them is bent to crap on the other supports we have, and the nut is rusty as all heck. So we might have to look at the tip of that. So we're pretty excited that we got this one loose and working yesterday. And so what do we got? We got 6 or 7 more supports we got to do, and hopefully we can get the nuts off and get the new ones started on there. "10-foot long walls." Two supports up. Next we got to straighten this bolt and then see if we can get this nut off. We sprayed them all up with lube real good yesterday, so hopefully that's soaked in and stuff will work for us. And then we're pretty close to already putting up the first wall. And one thing we noticed yesterday, you see the base comes out a ways. The wall is actually going to sit on that base, which I don't know. That means there's going to be a couple-inch gap underneath the wall to the floor. Not something I'm too excited about, but it's not going to be a big deal. You know, if anything, water can run underneath there so it doesn't hold water up. Dad got these walls bought real cheap from a guy about 3 hours away from here. Didn't need them anymore. Cheap way to get some walls up so we can pile our ground hay up real tall.
Dang it. So according to our plan, we twisted this end of the bolt off, and there was still threads there to get it on there.
So we lucked out.
No, yeah.
Oh, according to our plan.
Okay, so we'll heat that up and try to...
So with that, we're ready for a wall. We got these clamps. We borrowed them from, I think, a cement company in town there.
Our old friend Mike at Big Dog Concrete, maybe mine since Cole doesn't know who he was. My old friend Mike at Big Dog Concrete has let me use this F&W clamp about three times over the years. If you don't know what F&W is, that's who used to make, the company that made these walls. It's stamped right on the wall, F&W, and they're difficult to handle unless you have this clamp. You can see this recess part right here. That is going to get tightened into there so we can lift it, and you can watch while I do the first one. System last night, how we're going to do it.
So that just puts tension and gets this thing sitting in this groove. And
is it in the groove, Cole?
Yes, sir. Godspeed, Pa.
Okay.
We got a little bit more, we can suck it in. We do not have much thread, if any. That's pretty tough. Woo. Ready for another support. We'll set it right here, get it lined up how we want it, and grab another wall. You got the vice grip.
That bolt we twisted off is
Recessed down in there too far.
We're just going to fabricate this a little bit, right?
Yeah, we're just going to weld on some pieces just to make it so that can stay bent like that, so it's deep enough.
Pull through.
Yeah, alright.
I hear they make a newfangled wrench now that you can go one way and then it kind of like goes click, click, click back and you don't have to keep re-grabbing. Sounds like...
We'll get a used one in 10 years.
Sounds like fairy dust to me. Should I overdo it?
No, that's enough. You're starting to strain, alright.
Lift it up out of this.
Time for another support. and then won't be long and we'll have the whole entire back wall up, 3 walls it takes, and then we'll just be going 2 walls worth of distance on this side. So we want to go this way with the next wall, but because these bases are so big, we can't set another one in right here to start the wall going that way. So we're just gonna have our support right there and then run this next wall to this point. And then since there's a hole right here, we're gonna drill a hole through this one and through the next wall and just run a cable through it to hold it all together. What do you think of that?
Hopefully we can get that cable somewhat tight. Yeah. Yeah, not ideal.
Those first 3 walls look pretty decent, straight, level. A lot of room to put a big pile of ground hay. Woo. I'll let you thread that other side going the other way.
Pull that.
We just have one more wall to go. We're gonna grab a support, set her down, and get a wall in here. Once we get this in place, it'll be all right, but there's crack all around right where that little notch is in the back. So, you know, he could pick that up and it just rips right off.
He asked me if those were yearlings. He says those are my calves.
You know, if you stand back this far, kind of squint, it looks pretty nice. Dad said he spent about $600 on these walls. That's cheap, cheap, cheap. If you went to buy that brand new, probably be 10x that. We're not liking this. That's not good enough. I'm just gonna take this bolt off, do a little welding, make something a lot nicer on here to hold these walls better. Not that it's going anywhere anyways, but you know, a lot of it's just what makes you sleep better at night. Ugly but efficient.
You'd think that the song of the day would be a Michael Jackson song from his Thriller, since I only have one glove on.
But it's yellow.
But it's not. I'm like
You're like the McDonald of...
Ronald McDonald of the Thriller.
Hee hee.
Yeah.
They both like kids.
ZZ Top waiting for the bus. Since we're talking about liking kids, I guess the school bus thing. Thanks. I do like kids. I like them a lot. As a matter of fact, I love them. And I wouldn't do anything to hurt them ever. You know that. But we went down that road, didn't we?
Sounds weird to me.
I don't think so. No, not at all. Anyway.
So how about the timing on this deal, huh?
Yeah, we're about out of ground hay. So we need to grind. And we're doing that tomorrow. But first, we're going to bring in a few loads of dirt. And we're going to dump it over the backside to help support that.
Where have you been all day? You missed out on the fun. This old rusty metal contraption seemed to work real well today. Last time we used it, when we were putting up bunker walls over at Uncle Jeff's for his wet corn pit, it actually started bending right here. And so that's a repair I did probably 4 years ago. Hello? But it held together. No walls broke. Like Dad said, tomorrow we got to put some dirt around the walls. We also have to work on some feed bunks over at Uncle Jeff's place. There's just a cable getting bad, so we got to replace a cable. A couple odds and ends things. So next video will be a busy one, maybe even busier than today, but thanks for joining us. Love to see you next time. Have a good one.